you can tell that the Tesha Miller case that is now in the courts with a few of his gang members is going to crop up to be a very interesting one, as it has already started out on a bad path. Supreme Court Justice Vinette Graham Allen on Thursday dressed down alleged leader of Tesha Miller factions of the Clansman gang for holding the court ransom for over 2 hours because of his refusal to attend the hearing, and is co-accused for engaging police in a brawl after their last court appearance. She made it clear that the judiciary had no intention of allowing gangs to flaunt their powers at will. The judge, in expressing dismay over the row which occurred after she adjourned the matter on February 8th, said that isn't going to happen in the Supreme Court of Jamaica. The rule of law will prevail and will always prevail in this country. In the same breath, while pointed out that she had been deliberate in ordering that the matter resume at 10 a.m. on Thursday, given the sheer number of individuals on the indictment and the issues which were to be addressed, Justice Graham Allen took Miller to task, making references to the ongoing conflict in Haiti, which is now under the gun of rebel gangsters who have locked Prime Minister Ariel Henry out of the country, threatening genocide unless he resigns. In a neighboring country, she said, in the Caribbean, where a leader, it is alleged, of a gang seems to be giving orders, it is not going to happen in this beautiful country. It's not gonna happen. The rule of law is what prevails in this country, Justice Graham Allen declared in a tone which broke no argument. Miller, who is currently serving 30 years at hard labor for engineering the 2008 murder of former chairman of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, Douglas Chambers, made his first appearance in this matter on Thursday to answer to charges under the Criminal Justice Suppression of Criminal Organization Amendment Act, commonly called the Anti-Gang Law, for leadership of the organization. His 22 co-accused are to answer to membership charges. The rotund Miller, sporting 2 piercings and clad in a white t-shirt and red short pants, sauntered into courtroom number 1 of the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston at 12:05 p.m. looking peeved after all these accused were already seated, and promptly perched in the back of the main dock, stubbornly refusing to move to the area reserved for him in the front. Although approached by 2 police officers, including the senior cop in charge of the prisons, who informed him of the seating order, Miller stubbornly remained in place and insisted on speaking to his attorney. Thursday, a senior prosecutor, in responding to the judge's request for answers about the late start, said Miller had been the only accused not on the court building at 9:45 that morning. She said Miller refused to be brought to court, despite the fact that the police produced a writ of habeas corpus. According to the prosecutor, the police, because of Miller's defiance, devised a plan of action and went back to Tower Street Adult Correctional Center and removed him bodily. Further instructions were that when they attempted to extract him from the center, he resisted and continued to resist while he was being taken into the Supreme Court and into this very courtroom. Mr. Miller is now seated in the dock, she said. Attorney for Miller, John Clark, in countering the account of his action, claimed his client had been used for a punching bag and would require immediate medical attention. Justice Graham Allen is inquiring for evidence of a beating in issuing a formal order for Miller to receive medical attention. Said she would address the accused man's complaint at the next hearing. The matter was subsequently adjourned to allow for 3 of the accused who are without legal representation, to secure same and to allow for material to be served on the defense by the prosecution. The judge, in the meantime, further ordered that the birth certificates of 4 of the accused be provided to the court for the correct spelling of their names to be verified, noting that this was creating an issue at the facility where they are being held. In the meantime, the court was told that another 2 accused might be added to the indictment, which would take the total number of defendants to 25. In subsequently ordering all the accused remanded, Justice Graham Allen further ordered that all should return to court for a 10 a.m. start on April 18. According to the police, the accused now facing trial are the sworn enemies of the rival Andre Blackman Bryan faction of the gang, 15 members of which are now serving sentences following a trial which began in 2021 and ended last year. Bryan, who was convicted for leadership among other crimes, was sentenced to 39.5 years behind bars when the matter was concluded in October last year. According to the police, the Clansman gang, which at last count was linked to at least 800 murders dating back to 2014, is currently listed among the top 5 criminal organizations operating in Jamaica, with most of its activities centered in Spanish Town and surrounding areas. Its influence, however, has spread to Clarendon, Manchester, St. Anne, St. James, and Kingston. Tesha Miller, the gang leader, is in prison for gunning down Douglas Chambers at the JUTC depot in Spanish Town in St. Catherine in 2008. Chambers was reportedly killed because of a restructuring he was carrying out at the state-owned bus company at the time, which reportedly affected the collection of extortion monies. Gang leader of the Wandon gang, Andre Blackman Bryan, was also charged for this murder, but was acquitted after he was found not guilty. But Tesha Miller was, however, last year found guilty of accessory and after the fact in relation to Chambers' death. However, Tesha Miller was, however, found guilty of accessory before and after the fact in relation to Chambers' death. The Wandon gang is a breakaway from the Clansman gang. There was also a witness in the Tesha Miller case who reportedly said that Bryan had reportedly confided in him about the murder and his plans of disposing of the murder weapon. He said him show me the gun that he had used to take out Douglas Chambers. Him say it put 2 big holes in him head, he testified. And the witness went on to further explain that Blackman had explained that Chambers was killed because he was stopping his food. However, said that Bryan also told him that he gave a man who he called Marlon the gun to sell with strict instructions that the gun must be sold in Clarendon or another parish and that he did not want it in St. Catherine. The witness further said that Chambers' shake-up of the JUTC organization was a problem to the gang, as he said he generally collect extortion money from public passenger vehicle operators and business Spanish Town on behalf of the gang, and expressed he was present on the day of Chambers' killing as he was part of a group that Miller instructed to create a diversion outside the JUTC depot. The witness said he observed what transpired while he stood across the road from the main gate to the depot. The witness described in details how Andre Blackman Bryan and another man known as Burke parked a car near the entrance to the bus depot and pounced on Chambers as he walked towards the gate of the facility while smoking a cigarette. Bryan, who was reportedly wearing a hooded shirt, was said to have approached and shot Chambers, who fell to the ground. Burke was said to have continued shooting Chambers while he was on the ground, the witness said. The witness has further stated that he gave 2 guns to Brian on the day of the shooting. He told the court that Miller arranged for Brian to be sent to the Cayman Islands by boat after Chambers was killed. Brian was later emerged as a reputed leader for a breakaway faction of the Clansman gang and was later arrested and charged with Chambers' murder after he was pointed out on an identification parade. He was acquitted of the killing some 6 years later, but Tesha Miller was charged and sentenced to 38 years plus. So I guess what the problem is now with Tesha being so stubborn and unruly is that he is already sentenced to 38 years. That is possibly the rest of his life if he lives so long. So because this is a gang trial, he's trying to not participate because he's looking at it as in charge for how much years already, how much more you're going to charge him for, because chances are him not going to live out the 38 years. So he's going to be a problem, and I can see him constantly making problem because he's neither here nor there for them. But guess what? Let's continue to watch this gang trial and see what happened, and let's see how much of his cronies are going to be released, because it is crap up to be 25 for right now. We don't know if they are going to get any more, and so on. The greatest thing would be to see how much of these gang members can be taken off the road. The only thing that is disappointing is that this is Jamaica, and gang entrants are like revolving doors. There's always more added to the belt, so you're constantly, so one gone is so 5 more take its place, and it continues. They have to do more than just taking them to trial. Something have to be done to prevent the gangs from forming and maintaining themselves. Anyway guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.